Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Feng Shui Toolkit for the month of October. I just want to let you know yesterday was a holiday here in the US, so we didn't broadcast, but we're back here, and it's Tuesday if you're listening to us live. And today we're going to talk about a case study, and I have actually announced to you that if you are interested in the material that we're doing, then go ahead and pose a question, send us your birth information, and then we'd be happy to select you to have a question answered as far as a case study is concerned, or any other questions that you may have about feng shui, astrology, the TimeBlazr, which is favorable timing, and universal gateway, which the way that I'm presenting it to you at this moment in time is for manifestation. So here we go. So if you are new to this community, hello, my name is Kathleen Horvath Zemansky, and I have been in this line of work for 20 plus years, and I have seen so many evolutions that have happened over the course of my career, and I'm very, very, very excited to share some of this knowledge with you. And we are in a very interesting time frame right now. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this. I'm going to adjust actually a little bit of our program because it is timely to do so to benefit you. But today we're going to talk astrology nonetheless. So for those of you, when you're hearing, if you hear something that you like, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell if you'd like to be notified for all of the information that's going to be coming. And truthfully, it really is a grand shift that we are experiencing right now, an enormous potential, especially if you feel like you are in a little bit of a stuck position in your life, or if you feel that there's obstacles that are happening. I'd really encourage you to listen to what I have to say, because it can, but that means you need to do your work as well, be very much life-changing. Because what I am really teaching you here is the yin and yang of business with using feng shui and Chinese metaphysical tools. And so this is the way the ancients used to do it for power and money. And so if you're looking for that, as well as I teach bringing balance into your life, if you are interested in any of those things, please let me know in the comments below. Please let me know what your biggest obstacle is right now too, because that can help gear some of the information that is being driven to you for free. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to have you do is to have you download your chart so that you can follow along with some of the things that I'm going to be talking about today. So go to freebusinessastrology.com, enter in your birth information. Please, please, please do not enter your information, your birth information, in the comments below. Do not do that. You can reach out to me privately, and you can do that at Kathleen, that's Kathleen with a K, Zemansky at gmail.com. And go ahead and do that, or actually let's use Kathleen at 5 Elements, if Alice, if you can put that in the comments for me right now. So you're going to want to reach out that way, but I do want you to comment online as well. So that is one of the rules of the game. If I do a case study for you, you are going to like, share, and comment, because we're going to open this up so a lot of people can get the benefit from it. Okay. All right. So the question, before I go too far, I'm just going to leave that URL up there for you to understand, for you to grab that for you. I'm just going to, because the question was very long, so I'm going to bring it on down to just the essence of what the question was. So this person was concerned about that she only had a certain element 100% in one area of her life. And I'll show you her chart in just a moment. And I've stripped all of the birth information away from it, and names and all of that kind of stuff, so that is kept private, as well as her identity. I did say her. It's just going to be a lot easier for me to say her, him, when I'm talking about the chart, but you don't know anything about, and the world is vast, as we know. So to actually, find out who this chart is, it would be nearly impossible. Like impossible, not nearly. It's impossible unless you know this person. Okay. So her question was about what can she do with 100% pioneer, and this is in the archetypes that we're going to be talking about. So why don't I just pull up her chart right now? So she was concerned about this being a problem in her chart, as well as she has stated that the relationship with her children is less than stellar. Okay. All right. So this is where we're going to start with this person's reading. All right. First of all, when we're looking at, and I have said this many, many times that I do mostly business, but let's face it, we also have personal things that can interfere with our business life. And so, we do have to address that. We do have to address some of the things that are happening in our personal lives, and how that can trickle down into affecting our business life. So first of all, we're looking at the year, which is your brand, your reputation. This is about your social circles, if you will, who you know, your networking efforts, your marketing. But when we look at it from a personal perspective, it is about your ancestors, if you will. So I'm talking grandparents before. So the reason I'm telling you this today is because she's asking about her children. The next piece is your month. It's about your day. It's about your character. It's about your career, what you're best suited at doing, as well as it is also going to indicate your parents. So you can read different things through your chart or a person's chart, right? All right. The day of birth is about your it is about your personal growth, if you will, your mindset, and it is also about your partnerships. So this would be also, like a husband, a wife, a life partner that you're living with. So that's what that's about. Now, your hour of birth, that is about your legacy, your goals. If you know your hour of birth, I realize not everyone does, as well as it will refer to your investments, the money that you're going to accumulate over time in your life. And then it also relates to your children. So we will be looking at the day pillar because this is the person that is in question, as well as the relationship that she has with her children. We're also going to take a little peek at this luck cycle right here because I think it's relevant and important to some of the decisions this person might be making. So first of all, let's start with the year of birth. Now, the year of birth is a rooster, and as you can see, the current destiny cycle. These are 10-year cycles that we'll have in this particular case. We'll have the annual, if you will. So this year is the year of the metal ox. Last year was the yang yang the yang rat, and then we're going to be going forward from there. Then within this luck cycle, she's also going to be experiencing the water tiger, the water rabbit, the dragon, et cetera, and then we'll be changing luck cycles soon after that. So, but what we have to take into consideration is that she's got two roosters in her chart. And we just finished up just a few days ago the rooster month, which meant that there were three roosters in her chart. We only want to see one rooster in anyone's chart at any given time. So the reason why, and I talked about this already last week with somebody else's question or chart, was when you have more than one rooster in your chart, what starts happening is they start picking at each other, and it is a fight, and it is a fight to death. But what this really means is it's self-sabotaging. Nobody is doing it to you. You're making wrong decisions on your own. You're maybe being forced into making some decisions that maybe you wouldn't have chosen otherwise, but this is where it can start tripping you up. So step number one, to help you, I would really make a list of things that you know that you have self-sabotaged yourself in the past and make amends of those things. If you need to apologize to people, go ahead and do that. You may need to start with yourself, apologizing to yourself. And then moving forward, I would say, if somebody tries to force you into doing something, or you're thinking about doing something and you're reacting and not acting, you're not in a clear state of mind, really just take a step back and either tell people, I'll get back with you tomorrow, or let me think about it. Those should be the first words that come out of your mouth. I'll let you know. Let me think about it. Because when you start making too many decisions based on that, you're going to get in trouble. All right. There's a lot of other things. This is not a full reading. This is just a mini reading. All right. So then let's jump over to the day of birth. It is very clear to me why you have always had issues with your children. It's because the rat and the horse are opposite sides of the zodiac, and it is what's called a clash. And so last year in 2020, it was the metal rat. And when you take these two rats, and this is fire, and it's trying to put out this fire with all of that water, and it's like a tsunami of water. You've got this yang water in your chart already, and then you've got yin water that's hidden within the rat, but that's a lot of water that is just flooding down on this horse, as well as the metal of the metal rat year of 2020 chopped on the wood. So you had what was called a heaven earth clash, where both the top element and the bottom animal was clashed out. And it always is, because you were born in the day of the rat with the hour of the horse. Now, last year, or any year of the rat, or any December, because that's when the rat month happens in the TimeBlazr, then you can expect the relationship with your children to be a little bit trying, if not impossible. And truthfully, every 12 days we have a rat day. Every 12 hours every 24 hours we have a rat hour. Luckily, it's at midnight when this 11 to 12:59 a.m. is when we have the rat hour. So most people aren't interacting with other people. Most people are leaving, but it does depend on your sort of lifestyle, if you will. So how can I help you? This is where I would say we're going to start using what you do have in your chart. So you are concerned about being 100% pioneer. Now, you're absolutely right when you stated that it was an issue as far as you feel like you're kind of a loner and that's how leaders are. That is absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Now, with that said, when you look at the 5 element cycle, and this is the 5 element cycle right here, and it's also right here. The 5 structures, the dial on the right, is the sum total of all of the yin and yang of your elements here. Then we will take them divided and look at them individually from yin and yang of your particular chart. So what you do see, yes, you do have 100% of the pioneer in your chart. Now, you cannot really access what the support system is here, because you don't have any yin wood in your chart. You just don't have it. You had it when you were younger, but the next time you're going to see really strong yin earth is going to be in 2 years' time, which is going to be in the year of the water. You're going to see it in the year of the water rabbit. But right now, which is going to cause some other clashes in your chart as well, but clashes, in my opinion, yes, they are hard. I have internal clashes in my chart as well. I don't have a rat horse, but I have other things that do clash in my chart. They are your life lessons, if you will, and how well that you go through your life lessons. They are also, I believe, in my opinion, a very strong opinion, is they give you opportunities to become a better person. So that is something that I would start looking at as solutions. Like, write down what some of your history is and do whatever it takes. And I'm telling you, do whatever it takes to release that. And if that means doing meditation, journaling, getting out and walk, if it means therapy, do it. Who cares? Be happy. So that's what I would tell you to do. Now, I have to also, I'm not trying to be mean or anything like that, but this person said, lay it out on the line. So I'm laying it out on the line. These are the steps that if you were a paying client of mine, I would say, yes, that's what you should be doing. Now, the pioneer is not a bad energy. It's actually a pretty darn great energy. And you, you should be actually quite grateful. You actually have a depiction of all 5 of the elements in your chart. As you can see, you have metal, water, wood, fire, and earth. Now, are they all full up? No, nor should they be. They should be a mix of the 5 elements. You know what? It's very rare that I actually see anyone's chart that would have a mix of both yin and yang in the chart. Typically, people will have, maybe a yin or yang of one of the elements, or they may be missing an element completely. So you actually have more potential. Are you using your potential? That's the question I'd like to ask you. So for pioneer, here's a couple of things that you have in your favor. You like unconventional wisdom, if you will, such as this. You have a sixth sense. You have a lot of metal and water in your chart anyway, so this is where a sixth sense can start, and this is your intuition. So listen to your intuition. Don't if when you start double or questioning yourself, you're no longer in intuition. You're in worry, doubt, procrastination. There's a big difference. So when you are in like, oh, I just got a hit that I should pick up the phone and call somebody, or I shouldn't be doing this, that's when you should start questioning moving forward in an action, right? Either do it or don't do it. But when you start questioning the thought process, and that's more of that self-sabotaging energy that I'm talking about. You're an out of the box thinker. You can be very innovative. So when you start taking those pieces and using them to your advantage versus what you don't have, that is where I believe you are tripping yourself up. So when you start believing in yourself, you actually have a very good chart that you can network with a lot of people. You could actually be quite visible. There's a lot of beauty in which you can bring to the world. I'm reading just what are the elements in your chart on what would be some good things for you to do. Now, the things that I want you to stop doing, which are just as important, is stop overthinking things, stop being so suspicious and untrustful, and maybe even stop being so naive that you will start looking at things as they really are. And when things are presented to you, that you really have a way of discerning, and maybe start using your skill sets of these outside interests to start boosting your knowledge power in a way that's going to be more serving to you versus not serving you. Okay, that's really the kind of what I'd like to say here. You also have to kind of watch about being a bit careless in your work, shortcuts, taking shortcuts because, oh, I just don't have time or whatever. That actually can get in the way as well. But you do have resource, and that is a good thing. Without resource, the fire will go out. Now, yang fire is a little bit particular in this particular sense, in the respect yang fire is like the sun in the sky. So it is going to have a routine. It's going to rise every day, come up and set every single day. Whereas yin fire can be knocked out by water. So what we need is we need wood to keep your fire, the yin fire, which is more like a candle. We need to get that illuminated because that helps enlighten people. To be quite honest, what we are also kind of looking at, though, is you have a little bit of self-competition with the fire in your chart as well. We really only like to see one type of fire, and you've got two. You've got yin fire and yang fire. But let's look at the yang fire, which I think is superior in the respect you were actually born the right time of day for that sun to be seen. And I think that's really actually the more important fire that's in your chart, because the yang fire, um, that day pillar, that day of birth is the one we want to protect the most. So it really doesn't need the wood to grow, but the wood needs the sun to keep growing, right? So that helps the other wood that's in your chart. So hopefully that will help, but kind of bottom line it, that you need to find a way to communicate better with your children. That there's a lot of water in your chart that tries to put out the light of your children. So the water is controlling the kids' palace. So watch that. Um, Try to embrace that you will have people that will help you out of the blue. If you really think about it, you're getting a complimentary little mini read right now without paying for it. That's because you have a lot of people that will help you. So start thinking and listening to all the people that have helped you and ride that wave, because that's where your help is going to come from, versus you expecting people to help you from the perspective of, this person should help me because they are my, ex, my, or um, work, my boss or superiors or my kids or my mother or my grandparent. They all should have helped me. Well, the shouldas can only get you in trouble. So stop shooting on yourself, and think about all the helpful people that have appeared in your life. That's where the jewels and diamonds are in your chart. And then you may not even know them. You may not ever meet them. It's that paying forward, that someone who has let you in front of the line, someone who has, maybe paid a toll while you're at a toll gate on the freeway, and somebody says, "Hey, pay for that person behind me." That was before digital, trackers came into play, where we don't even have to pull out cash anymore at the toll booths. But it was things like that. Or you go into a cafe and someone picks up your lunch and you don't even know them. Look for things like that. I'm sure if you will take the time and embrace that, you're going to be a lot better off. So hope that helped you. And for those of you who are watching along, if you have a question, something of this caliber, go ahead and reach out to us. We'd be happy to help you. And tomorrow we are going to talk about the TimeBlazr. So we are going to talk about some dates. This is a really exciting month, this month and next month, to really clear up some past regrets, harms, things that we're not so happy about in our life, because we have an incredible new energy that is coming our way, and we don't want to miss it. So for now, I wish you a very wonderful day. Thanks again for watching. Please hit that subscribe button, like, and share, and we will see you tomorrow, okay? Have a lovely day, and may good chi follow. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.